this city's shadow. Free to take whatever I need to survive.
From the depths of Neverwinter Wood, 4 battle-marked heroes will find their courage tested.
You must protect me! It's vital I reach the elves or it'll be war!
We need to protect Lord Elmer somehow.
I think we need to team up here.
Wait, I have an oil flask. Didn't you know? Fireball?
Hello everybody and welcome back. The live stream is about to begin momentarily, and soon I'll start answering all of your questions about VR. I've had my VR YouTube channel up for over 5 years now, and for the past 2, VR has become my full-time gig. I'm experiencing new virtual reality games every single day, and I of course love checking out the latest hardware. So if you have any questions at all about this industry, stay tuned and I promise I'll give you some answers. As a reminder, if you have a direct question for me, please use @Mateo311 down in the chat when asking. And if you want to help support this channel, go click the thumbs up right now. Now the stream will be starting soon, but in the meantime... Oh, hey. I wasn't ready. Am I on the wrong... I'm on the wrong camera. Oh, hi. There's new cameras. And I just told it to stop tracking me by saying hi. What's going on, everybody? Hey, guys. Happy New Year. First stream of the year. I'm not prepared. I wasn't ready. I didn't have my stuff ready. Something, and I'm sending out announcements now, so join me. How's everybody doing? Did you miss me, guys? Did you miss me? Because I don't know what you missed. All right, I'm putting out an announcement, and then I'm with you. My focus is here. I'm currently live, everybody. How you guys doing? Let me bring up the chat in front of my face so I don't miss it. I feel like I accidentally closed one of the chats already. All right, bam, here we go. Put chat over here. Sup. All right, focusing, guys. Focus. Lock in, everybody. We need some music for the new year. We need a bunch of things. You guys, if you guys would send me some like messages and say, hey, you kind of suck because you're missing this, or you should add this, and that stuff will make me happy. Feel free. Anyway, what is going on? So we got Zero up in here. Arlen. We got Mr. TJ Harris. What's up? Nick Tator. Oni, what up, dude? Mind Jive. Ardbug. What's up, guys? Opzar. Q Creator. Spy. Spy. I'll call you Spy from now on. Anyway, what's up, guys? You know the drill. If you have any direct questions for me, use @Mateo311. We're here to just talk about some VR and maybe learn a little bit together. Havoc, what is going on? Micro, what's going on, guys? Morning. It's not morning for me, but I assume Micro, it's morning for you. Havoc, what up? Hey, you don't suck. Not even kinda. Now stop talking like that. Thank you, Great Magic Hat. What's going on, guys? My camera stopped tracking me again? Why? Okay. So, new year, new Mateo, new something. What are you guys most excited for? You got the touch. That would be not the right background music. Yeah, I just got out. Can't you guys tell? Look how like tired I am. I just got out of a 2-hour round of Captain Hardcore, and man, was I immersed. It was very stimulating. Come on. Let's keep it slightly family friendly here. Very excited for Captain Hardcore, isn't everybody? Oh, words are tough today. Truthfully, I'm super excited to play Planet, which but is what? All right, cool. That's a lot of words together. Now you got the power playing in the background in my head. All right. Excites for actual price drop of Deadpool. Did it actually drop yet, or you're waiting? I mean, yeah, Steam Frame's the obvious answer. We're all looking for the frame. It's going to be a few months, guys. Captain, no. No, it's... Wait. I think it was like this. Captain Hardcore. Did I nail it? If we go like all the way here, a little bit like this, and then I do a little bit more like this.
Brothers, for the Emperor! Purge the Xenos.
I hope my sound effects are working. Otherwise, I just seem crazy right now. Why did I Google that? Oh, sorry, guys. Actually, on my video, when I talked about Captain Hardcore, I put a no safe for work notification on it in case anyone clicked to that part. Can it be both?
Yes, brothers, it is always both.
We need the price for the frame. So what we need to do is shut down all these stupid freaking AI data centers. Because I'm sorry, the AI bubble that we're in right now is either going to do nothing, bankrupt us, or get us all killed. I don't see AI as this overlord savior. I wish it was, but it is so alien and foreign from the way human memory and brains work that it will never be able to design a concept that, like, I don't know, that matches what the best of humanity is, because they're not human. AIs are not human. It's just so weird what they're evolving into, and they're going to be the end of us. I'm not talking about coexisting with robots. I mean, yeah, eventually, like, if they are super intelligent, they could probably eventually understand us and all our shortcomings, but we wouldn't be able to understand them. Regardless, that's like us saying, oh, we know what's best for ants. Let's put them in an ant farm. Like, okay, yeah, we're smarter than ants, but should we just, like, uproot their life and control them? So anyway, so AI is used in, like, everything now. Like, I saw you say, like, CGI greater than AI. Dude, like, yes, CGI is hand-drawn, but all our like, everything we forget is everything we do is built off of something else. Like, we want to be able to do any of this nonsense without electricity. And yes, that oversimplifies things. Like, well, you should just give all the credit to electricity. And so that's one direction. The other direction is how much intervention is there from human means and how much is, like, the computer just coming up with stuff. And generative AI sucks. I'm not happy with it in any degree, except, like, hey, can you format this text for me? Or can you give me a sample NDA? Or like, they're kind of cool at conversations, but they make shit up. Hold on, there's something beeping in my house. Look at this. This is the face of concern. Did I leave the gas on? Okay. I could have sworn I heard an alarm going off. It's just the alarm in my brain. So, man, I didn't expect to get so, like, stuck on AI. So if you guys have questions, just at Mateo311 in the chat, and I will change what I'm discussing as fast as possible. I use ChatGPT a lot, but for, like, conversations, for medical questions, and I challenge it constantly. Sometimes it's pretty damn good. A lot of times it's just batshit crazy. Robots are not the same as the large learning machine AIs. Yes, the LLMs. So robotics are very different. There's so much overlap in all the technology we use these days. Like, You wouldn't realize that if the Wi-Fi goes out, all these technologies like Alexa, all the ones that talk to you, they stop working because they need a constant internet connection. So like, yeah, back to what I was saying, everything's built on something else, but nothing in the AI sphere has impressed me. Nothing. Maybe what we're seeing on NVIDIA's side in terms of like DLSS and frame generation, that's starting to get pretty cool, but nothing on the creative aspect. So let me see what's going on here. Great Magic Hat hasn't played VR for ages. Why not, dude? So I started, let me see if this link works. Okay. I started 2 more channels. One is up, and it's me and my daughter doing D&D minis, and we're painting and stuff. We'll see if that command ever pops up. Might not. Might do it. We'll see. Yay! It worked. Okay, so I have the D&D minis where me and my daughter, we paint custom minis and print them, and then Average Dad Workouts, which isn't up yet, but the site's there, so you can go follow it. I've been following CES a little bit. I'm definitely interested in the X-Real Asus or Asus combination glasses that they showed off. So I'm going to try to get my hands on a pair of those because I still have my original N-Real glasses. That's before the company rebranded into X-Real. And I still use and like those glasses. So an upgraded version, I'd love it. So the thing that's going on with AI, and now we're back on this yeah, Nick, you still got your N-Reals. Oh yes, the Play for Dream prototype did actually look quite impressive, and I reached out to them recently because I was like, hey, any chance you're gonna put SteamOS on your headset because it would be better than what you have now? And they're like, yeah, we're investigating that and Google XR. I don't think anything there was confidential. So that headset does look pretty damn cool. The X-Real one looks good. I haven't been too much on the watching the hardware at CES. I've just been busy this week. But I'm definitely like the Play for Dream. If I could get like the SteamOS and the Play for Dream, I'd be super, super happy. So look, let me show you guys. I'll show you this camera first. Nope, it's not open. Okay, that's the table camera. Hold on. Let's go for a walk. Metaverse is dead because it was never going to be. You needed a metaverse that like evolved naturally, not this one forced upon us. You couldn't buy, it's like you couldn't buy a new Roadblock. So you couldn't buy, well, let me rephrase that. You can't spend your way to the next Roblox or next, any one of these super viral, insane games. Yes, sometimes having a ton of money does work, but like Minecraft, that's the other one I was going for. But unless a lot of times those just tap into something. Yeah, a bigger company could eventually buy them. Is this mic on yet? Yay! No double mic for you guys. So I only put this one on because we're going to walk around for a second. But Happy New Year! Right back at you, Mark. So let me walk around because I'm getting stuck on AI and all that stuff, and I wanted to show you guys. So first, let's just walk over here. This camera will follow me. Technically, this camera here is the only one I need. Right now, it kind of lost the lighting, but it does adjust quite well. But I was opening this one because that's my back cam. But this camera has such an insane zoom and such good quality that I'm across the room now. I mean, this is I really splurged. This was my Christmas gift to myself. And I will show you guys the Christmas gift I didn't get. But yeah, we're all the way over here. We're next to this guy right here. Oh, what is this? I haven't figured out a place. And by the way, I cannot read the chat from here. I could see it sort of moving, but I can't really. I have no idea. So, yep. I don't know where we're gonna put that. If you guys, I was thinking of moving the Synapse one and putting it here and moving Synapse somewhere else, because a lot of times too, this is very reflective when I'm watching stuff. What is he talking about watching stuff? This is my projector. It's 120-inch projector. Come on! It's up there. What the hell's wrong with me? I've missed my footing. It's up here. Guys, come this way too. I know most of you regulars, you see this all the time, you're probably getting sick of it. I honestly don't need the cameras everywhere like I have them. We'll go through the cameras in a second because this is so damn good and it can pretty much catch me everywhere. Like here, it's catching my light. If we go this way. But for the most part, this one camera is great. And this setup is pretty damn nice over here. And I could always change, I always say I'm gonna get the remote, but we could always change the angle a little bit or the zoom a little bit on this. But yeah, this is my Wallow stuff. My Wallow stuff, which needs to be painted if you guys know that story. And I'm back. But what I was gonna show you guys, let me use this. Back to normal mic. What I was gonna show you guys is, okay, so I have a camera here now, which the Christmas gift I'm waiting for is still a chair. I asked my wife for a chair for Christmas and it's been delayed to like January 20th. So I'm waiting for a nice chair. Those ones over there that you guys asked me about, they suck. They're uncomfortable. But I always wanted to do this. Put a camera here. Hi. This is another one. So this camera can track, but this camera doesn't physically move, and I don't have the tracking on for this one. But yeah, that's my butt. And this one is actually for the table itself. So this one, yeah, switching mics. So this actually, we use this sometimes when we're playing D&D, but you know, I paint here with my daughter and we play D&D here. We have a projector here that shines down. You guys, when I get back to the table, tell me if I tell this story too often, because you guys getting sick of it. Apparently, my daughter came down here and ate some food. Apparently. So yes, but honestly, like I said, this is the only camera I really need. Because the angles it's getting and how well it works and just the functionality of what we can do with it, like, if I wanted to sit and frickin', you know, obviously I got to dial in some settings, but if I wanted to sit here and like do Legos or something for a video, I could. This camera will let me do whatever I want. You know, we have so much room for activities. And right now I have it, I'm telling it, hey, track me in this degree, but we can do, hey, we want to see them legs. We want to see them legs. Then we see them legs. Jazz hands. So, you know, I was very happy about this one. All right, enough of that nonsense. Now you guys can tell me if I tell these stories too much. Okay. Ta-da, I'm back. Only one mic, right? Is this red? Yeah, this one's off. Okay, so yeah. But I wanted drop the affiliate rank already. Oh, for these cameras, I would. I don't have one. So I have worked with ObsBot before, but they'll only work with me on their lower end cameras, like the other three lower end, cheaper. The one I'm using right now, they won't. It's commercial grade. I'm not getting a Herman Miller. My wife did look at a Herman Miller chair. It just didn't see like bang for the buck was there. My dad worked at a furniture company, so historically, like all the furniture in my house was expensive, even though we weren't wealthy. But he worked in a furniture company and got good deals, so we had really nice furniture. And Herman Miller is, yeah, that's a staple rich chair. Let's see. No, I love the camera though. What is it, Czar? You don't like this mic? It kills. Oh, this mic. You can't stand the sound of the mic. I'll get a better wireless one eventually, but I don't know. My hearing's going, so I can't tell. Yes, when Zoe comes down, the camera does like her more. However, I found the group tracking mode so that it'll always, you tell it there's two people, and it'll always keep two people in the shot. Big man, big workstation, tiny chair. Cyber gaming, you're definitely not my 101,000 sub. It might look like that from a YouTube standpoint. Like sometimes it just says 100,000 flat, but unfortunately that's just not the case. Well, fortunately for me, because I'm like I'm like 101,000. The camera picks the cutest. She's definitely better looking than me. The mobile one was quieter. That's all. Yeah, I mean, it is definitely. I could turn it up because I noticed that too. I got to put a little bit more dB boost on it because I can't get them to match. And I could do that right now while we're talking. Because you know what? Every day is an opportunity to make the next time even better. Yeah. And don't put stuff off. Do it now. It was a fairly stark contrast when you switch to it. It can maybe mitigate with some filters and gain. It does need more gain for sure. The only problem is I got to do it from the mic side because it is actually going through my Go XLR. So it is going through the same like type of filters and everything else I have. So if you see, there's my Go XLR. So it's like my voice is going to get lower and lower and lower. Or I'm going to go,
I am Mateo, blah, blah, blah.
You know, so I barely use it. But and then if I want to change the volume from another line, you know, like if I wanted that, but ideally I'd have to drop this mic a little to balance them unless I balance it from here. Technology is fun. Back to this channel. And then back to this one. All right, enough of that nonsense. Let's see. Do you watch many films on your projection screen? All the time. Constantly. Unfortunately, I have no friends or family or people who love me, so I'm always alone when I do it. But I probably watch probably a movie a week. Or at least a show a week. Cyber, we discussed the gaming chairs at the table. You're late to the party, bro. They're uncomfortable as shit. They're like the ones that people send them like, hey, do you want to try this? And I'm like, all right. And I give it a try, and there's always like something weird. And so the E-Win is too big. My feet don't touch the ground, and I get like fucking sciatic pain. Yeah, I'm an old man. Fucking deal with it. The other one, it has no support. So it's like, hey, lumbar, what's that? Honestly, this chair is better. Ergo chairs are the way to go. The gaming chairs are the worst. I would never buy a gaming chair. Just saying. I don't know why my camera's blinking right now, but it's blinking. The mesh office chairs. So you'd be surprised though. Those mesh office chairs can be $1,000 to $2,000. I'm not kidding, dude. They're nutty. You know, I'm sitting here like, great Magic Hat. I am reading the Twitch chat. I'm just not. I was jumping around like an idiot for a while, so I'm like catching up on all the chat. Oh, the mic sounded better when I was upside down on the couch. Well, the mic probably sounded better because, see, like I had the mic clipped here, so it's kind of under this. So it was a shitty option to begin with. But like if I talk into it like this, the level is going to be pretty close to this mic, at least volume level. And it should sound clearer than it was. But it's not going to sound the same as this mic. Can I get a mic check? So I want to get a little holdy mic because clipping on is nice and fun, but yeah, I'm always in hoodies and stuff. I have an autonomous chair and it's decent. Remove the arms for seated VR though. That's one thing. It's actually not, so you could see the mat on the floor, but I have a Roto VR and I just put it away in the doors. Do you guys want, it's a mess in there, but like I just put it away. Here, let's see. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Oni. What does the chair do, an autonomous chair? Like, is it a wheelchair or is it like a like kind of like a sim chair? Ooh. Oh, let me show you guys. I don't know if that might. Let me show you guys the best thing ever I did. You guys probably won't even notice or anything, but it's the best thing I've fixed in my place in probably 5 years. I put magnet latches on the door. They don't make a sound. They don't get stuck. They just... Oh, you can get more of that on my OnlyFans. Yeah, so magnetic latches. And there's my my safety system there. Turret comes down and shoots people when they're not authorized. But no, my roto is right here. That's what I was. Oni, what'd you do, bro? Come on, you knocked something over. Just get in it. Help! When did I lose my mind? Did it start in 2026 or was it beforehand? Oh, like a glove. All right, I'm back. Back to less normal. Oh, it's such a... Yeah, so that door used to always stick and used to really have to tug it. And, oh, man, that magnetic latch. So good. So let's see. Let's try and catch up on this autonomous chair thing. Oh, it's a name brand. Lazy boy. You're right. You know, losing one's mind is always a work in progress. And what I like to say, my girls like to flip out and go, today is the worst day ever. And I go, Can we zoom in for this one? You're not going to zoom in for me. You're not going to do it. Don't do it for me. Oh, zoom out. Oh, there we go. Okay. I tell them this very, very simple lesson. Let me explain this to you. Today might be the worst day of your life. So far. Can always get worse. Exactly. So far. My lips are so freaking chapped lately. I hate this weather. It was 18 degrees Fahrenheit for the Europeans here. That's almost -8 Celsius. It was like 18 degrees all week. It's some bullshit. It's finally getting warmer, though. I, too, am a father. I know these. Yeah, so, all right, guys. We got the Steam frame to look forward to. We have Captain Hardcore, which I'm pumped for. I mean, I've pumped lots of hours into that game. I'm unhinged today. Steam frame, very excited. I hope Valve does something wacky, like they do some unexpected release with it, like the VR orange box or some shit. Link don't work. What link don't work? The Google link? That work? What don't work? The OnlyFans? Because that one don't work. Steam hours revealed on Captain Hardcore. I would never even turn it on. So this month, there's really not much coming out. Dread Meridian, which I will cover. I like to say it's Madison VR smashed in with like Dead Space. You're not in space, but it's like the same type of Dead Space-esque creatures. It gets creepy. It's a lot like it's puzzles, and then it's exploration, and then it's like, you know, it switches up the pace. So it's not all just like slow and then a sudden jump scare. There's areas where you're like being constantly chased, and there's areas where it's really calm. So what happened to Falcon Fall? I'm not familiar with that game. Do you think there's a chance Half-Life 3 will have a minor optional VR features? I think if they release, not if, when they release Half-Life 3, there will be a VR component. I can't see them not doing it. I mean, it just seems wrong. Steam Frame versus HTC Vive Pro 2. Which one wins in 2025? I mean, it's apples to oranges, bro. It's not even really the same thing. So I'm biased here because I've owned every single HTC product and I hated most of them. The original Vive is clunky and ugly and uncomfortable and doesn't even have speakers. And then I had a Vive Pro, which used to be an inferno. Not only did this thing get so hot on my head, I had the wireless adapter. So my face is burning. The back of my head is burning from the wireless adapter. I'm probably getting cancer. And the insulation is just foam. So by the time I'm done playing, you could like wring it out like a disgusting sponge. So, and then they gave us the Cosmo. Cosmos. Yes, the Cosmo is my dog. Anyway, we got that, and that it didn't even work when they released it. It was such a cluster F. My Vive Pro 2, I ordered. They charged me and never sent me one. So, yeah. So, I would go with the Steam Frame is going to be better because it's going to have newer tech, comparable but better resolution. I know there's always like room for debate when it comes to FOV and OLED versus LCD and the type of lens that's used and all that yada yada. But I think it's going to be a significantly better headset with a lot more options. Remember, the Vive Pro, you're wired unless you go out and buy a super expensive wireless adapter. But you're wired. The wireless adapter kind of sucks. You're dealing with HTC, which sucks. And again, it's like there's nothing new. Like here with the Steam Frame, you're going to get a mobile headset that also plays your Steam games flat, that'll also play not only streaming, but will play some of your Steam games, you know, PC VR Steam games locally too, natively. That's going to be wild. I'm pumped. Spec Wars, and once you put a headset on and play a game, a really good game. Yeah. I mean, the Spec Wars drive me nuts too, because people are like, the resolution's so much better on this Pimax. Yeah. And you have a 4070. What are you going to do? You're not going to run at that resolution. No one's running games at the native resolution of those high-end headsets. Like, I have a 5090, and games that already look good will crawl if you put them on the native resolution on Pimax. Yes, there are a few odd cases. Some games run better than others, but a lot of games are just not made to run at that resolution, and then they just end up running like dog shit anyway, and then you got to downscale them, and then what's the point? So the tech in the Quest R&D units, you're right, is usually freaking crazy. Nick, not picking on anyone with a 4070. It is a very powerful and solid card, but you're just not running, 4K twice, 4K per eye at, 90 to 120 frames per second. No one is. You're not even doing that with your 5090. So I would love to see more powerful chips for sure. I mean the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. I could be wrong, but I honestly think that's the same thing that's in my S25 Ultra here. But you'd be surprised at how damn powerful those chips are. Like, we've come a long way. Like, these chips, yes, it's not like insane settings wise, and nothing's ever going to compete with a GPU that can pull 500 watts, especially when you're looking at like a 20 watt device. But like, these things can run The Witcher and shit at completely playable, frame rates. And that's wild. Like, I find that wild. Like, how do we get there? So 4K is the right resolution with low SDE, but better immersion. See, as long as the screen door is gone and I'm not seeing jaggies, like, you know, on edges, which you constantly still see on the Quest 2 and stuff, because when you're going to do, anti-aliasing, that pulls too much performance. So we rarely get anti-aliasing. And the other way to get rid of those jaggies is just higher resolution. And we rarely get either on Quest mobile games. So the jaggies kill me and the screen door. PCVR, you rarely get either of those on a decent PCVR headset these days. Or setup, I should say. I wonder if we'll get a third-party SteamOS headset with XR2 Gen 3 before a Steam Frame 2. Maybe. That's a possibility. I'm also curious to see what just ends up happening with people being able to just install the Steam Frame. Or SteamOS, rather. Not install the Steam Frame. All right. So they aren't coupled to some janky ancient x86 architecture on phones. It's similar to, yeah. So you're right, and that's historically been a lot of the issue. Now, where I've seen amazing work from Valve is with their Proton compatibility layer, and I always scratched my head like, how can this ever run remotely as good as x86? Like, how is this possible? And it turns out that the translation layer, the GPU is not impacted at all in this scenario. It is just a translation for the CPU. The translation layer adds minimal latency, and boom, these games through Proton run amazing. I do think the Quest 4 will be a bigger jump than we're expected to, because it looks like Meta is realizing there wasn't enough of a reason to get people to go from the 2 to the 3. The 2 was super popular, but it was also pandemic time. There was a lot going on. And then I guess they thought the hype would go with the 3, but there was nothing really new besides pass-through that was unproven tech. So there was no reason for most people to upgrade. And I know plenty of people who didn't upgrade. You know, the people who bought into VR, who aren't the gamers, who aren't going to be in VR for life, those bought in, those are the people who might still be playing Beat Saber every day, but they didn't buy a Quest 3. But yeah, I think we're looking at 4 to 3 year gaps, and I think the redesign for the Quest to make it more glasses-esque and puck design, I think that leaves a lot of room for a lot more performance. Because remember, historically, we do have a lot of issues dealing with the combination, the dreaded 3 in this scenario. I was trying to think of the dead 3 from Baldur's Gate. Anyway, we have to deal with weight, or rather comfort. We have to deal with battery life. We need to deal with performance. And there's also heat in there too. So, but that kind of slides into the comfort category. If it's too hot, it's not comfortable. So you have to deal with those 3, and it's really hard to balance. But if you're taking a lot of the product off the head, it does solve many of those issues. Have you seen any reporting on how the frame dev kits run? I've seen one video that said dev kits now that Fex doesn't run well. I'm not expecting as exciting or immediate, performance from Fex, to be honest. I haven't seen these videos. We requested a dev kit for our studio, so we'll see how that goes. But at the same time, that it sucks, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a horrible thing. Because how much PCVR performance are we really expecting on a mobile headset? I think we're going to end up seeing a lot more Steam Frame versions, or the Steam Frame version will just end up being the same as the Quest version. That runs a little bit better. Oh, don't get started on the RAM. We'll get back to the AI nonsense, and then I'll pull my hair out. I need to get a drink. Let's see if there's one in my fridge. I'm not sure if there is. It lost me! Nice to see it returned home when it lost me. I dropped something and it went looking for me and it lost me. I'm thirsty, man. My voice is going out. If only this camera could follow me upstairs. Let's see. Man, this bubble has just got to end. Oculus into Meta has been distancing PCVR players. Yeah. Yeah, they kind of, they basically gave up on PCVR a long time ago. Said mobile's the future. And it is what it is. I've been seeing those drone cameras on Twitch. And if they weren't so freaking loud, maybe I'd consider one. And let it follow me up the stairs and we could go walk around the house. That'd be great. Technically, the camera we are using right now is wireless. And I'm almost inclined to disconnect it and walk around with it. And I can even plug this mic into it. However, I don't think this is the time and the place. Because if something goes wrong, that's it. The stream's over. So maybe we'll wait a little bit before we give it a try. The other option with the camera too, well, the other issue with the camera is I've tested it on Wi-Fi and it worked great, but every once in a while I'd get dropouts. And I'm not dealing with that. No one wants to watch a screen with dropouts. Let's see. Google AI Gemini told me that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 GPU, Adreno 750, is just as powerful in graphics fidelity as more than the PlayStation 4. Yeah, it's in that category for sure. If you sit there and think about though what, like the Switch 2 is like, hey, we got PlayStation 4 performance in this thing, and it's like, what? That's old, but it's mobile. Mobile tech's a totally different category. Everybody needs a multiple camera setup in our home. But yeah, no, we'll get the drone. The AI bubble. Now I'm thinking of the food pyramid. Turn the food pyramid upside down. Eat nothing but butter and meat. It's the AI bubble. Turn the infrastructure upside down. Nothing but RAM. GPUs. Hey, fella. How you finding VR game design? I'm actually loving it. I wish I had more time. You know, I only do that part-time for Noetic Realms. I think, didn't we have... I think I had a command for it, and I forgot what the command is. But, yeah, we are in alpha testing right now. I think, yeah, I'm supposed to send out the link of notice of who got access today. I don't know, I got to double check. I'm so freaking busy, man. It's not the work, the amount of work. It's not you guys. And my life is very scattered. Like I go to the gym in the morning and, well, I wake up, I take care of the dog, I take care of the girls, I take them to school, I go straight to the gym, I come home, I post my video, depending on what day it is. I start working on my next video. And then I start playing whatever game I'm going to cover. But I'm also interrupted in the middle of the day. One kid gets picked up at 1:30. The other kid gets picked up at 4. Then they go to events. Then they go to rehearsal. Then they go to whatever. Then I cook dinner and I go to sleep. What's Noetic Realms? Okay, here we go. I just saw the Rip American Colons comment. So we are in alpha. Yeah, we are in alpha. That's good enough to sell on Steam. No, it's not in a sellable state. Noetic Realms is a new studio that I'm working for. I am the game designer there. And our lead developer on the game we are working on, the title will be announced very soon. I could stop saying our game, Noetic Realms, our game. So it'll be announced very soon. Once people get alpha testing, they'll see the name of the game. But our lead developer is Xander from Vendetta Forever. I don't know if you guys have played that game. Excellent game. Cool shooter where like you kill somebody and their weapon goes flying and you grab it and teleport to their gun. And it almost turns into like a puzzle shooter with these. It's designed basically after like really cool movie action scenes. So you reenact some cool action scenes. But he also worked at ILM. So those all like the Vader Immortal games, and that's Industrial Light and Magic. So he's got a really great resume, very talented. And I could just like be like, dude, I think it should feel like this. And a day later, he's like, try it now. And I'm like, oh my God. So it's like working on this is amazing. I just wish I had more time to commit to it. So it's an action RPG we're working on with physics-based combat. I don't want to oversell anything. I am excited for it, but I think it's a combat system that is unique and you guys have never really seen before. We evolve the combat system just through playing it together, and that's what the alpha is for. You guys are going to help us mold the final edges. We like where it is. We just got to get a little more balance, a little more feel for it, a little bit more on upgrades, what people like, what they don't. But it's going to be, I can't wait. I'll be able to show you guys a lot more very soon. And we just, we have physics mechanics where you block incoming attacks. We ended up getting something that's sort of like Batman, but it's freeform. Like one of the issues that people complained about Batman, I loved Batman. I didn't really have any issues. But some people are like, oh, it gets mad at me, says I'm punching too fast, or that you got to punch in a combo and I didn't follow the combo. I want to freeform it. Okay. So we give opportunities where there's like combos, you hit a guy and then like his liver's exposed, but you don't have to. And you could just like level your guy up so that you're super strong. So I don't even care if a guy's blocking, just keep pummeling him. You're strong. You're going to break his defense. So it's kind of like, that's what we're going for. A fighting system, let you do whatever you want, but you're also going to unlock these superpowers. Show us now. This is an implied NDA. I mean, I've showed off some clips, but it's not very exciting to look at because you're looking at a game in progress. Like I'm fighting enemies in a like grade world right now because I'm just practicing the mechanics. I don't care about the environment. There's a lot of stuff in it, but overall it's going really well. What's up, man? Welcome. So that's 1988 with an extra 8. Why the extra 8? Kilobyte. Yo, what up? What up, man? Welcome. We're just chilling today talking about VR. We do this once a week. Is there headbutting? It's been discussed. So, I mean, it's a physical combat game. So if you were to physically put your head down and charge at the enemy, you're going to deal some damage. But you can't go around throwing headbutts in this game because not only is it not going to be very effective, someone's going to kill themselves. So that's not going to be, our go-to is not going to be headbutts. Oh, I figured 1988 was taken. Damn, man. Sorry, dude. Exactly. You headbutt the wall and Meta sues us for $1 billion. Jason Statham style headbutting. I mean, we should give the opportunity where you press a button for headbutts. Kilobyte, happy Friday. So guys who are just jumping in, this is a stream I do. You could always drop at Mateo301 in the chat if you have a direct comment. I'm just here to answer questions about VR. Otherwise, in between, I just ramble, do stupid shit, talk about my experiences in everything from VR to life. And yeah, I'm just here for your entertainment. So we're currently talking about a game I am working on. I'm the game designer for Noetic Realms, and we're making an action RPG. It will have a full single-player campaign. It will have a storyline, obviously. We've done some voice acting and stuff, which is fun. And the other stuff that I want to tell you about and show off, I can't yet. But we're going to start the alpha with a sandbox mode just to kind of dial in combat. You thought about an apocalypse type of end times biblical game. I got my chat too far away from you today. Normally I make it bigger. That's my problem. Bigger's better, right? Group trying to survive the tribulation with the Antichrist. I'd play it. I'd play it for sure. Happy New Year, right back at you. What's going on? Zero gains. I love zero gains. Why you got no gains, bro? I could teach you how to get the gains. I got all the gains. You could go check out my new YouTube channel. I'll teach you how to get all the gains. It's drugs. No, I'm kidding. So Panzer Dragoon, we all want a VR. But yes, hit me up. You guys can absolutely hit me up. You could direct message me. I'll get a list going of people who are interested in voice acting. We need all the help that we can get. Now, not in a way, because I probably get smacked if they hear me make that comment. Not in the way that this is going to fail and we're not going to make the game. The game's coming. The game's going to be awesome. But games are freaking expensive. Everything about them's expensive. And the difference between us making a penny and us making a profit comes down to like very close margins. So everything helps. Yeah, man. So you guys absolutely DM me. I'll get a list going of people who are interested in doing, because we need lots of background voices for certain aspects that I can't talk about yet. Any New Year's resolutions? I don't really do resolutions because I constantly feel like I'm always on a resolution. I'm always like, hey, I'm gonna push harder this year. I'm gonna try more. I'm gonna make more videos. I'm gonna do whatever. And then I do for a bit, and then you slow down and you speed up and whatever. So New Year's resolution, better channel in 2026. Do okay with those other two channels and get even sexier than I am right now. I just made those resolutions on the spot. Well, you won't have to worry about being tangled in wires on the Steam frame. That is true. Have you already tried the Breath of the Wild VR mod? Very briefly. It can't even be considered testing. It looked pretty good, but there's issues. We shall all Dungeon Master Mateo. Voice acting, voiceovers. What? Mark, I'm pretty sure I can get a little bit more sexier because I'm just average sexy right now. I'm not special. My dog is losing his shit, and I don't know why. I don't think you guys can hear him, though. This mic has like a really, really high noise gate, right? Nah, it doesn't pick him up. Well, I'm trying to keep up with the chat there. Hold on. Steam VR, was there or no? I don't. Me no understand. Me like food. I will be the next protagonist in Captain Hardcore 2. No, I'm not doing the voice act. I mean, I will probably do some voice acting for our game. But I have done voice acting in a couple games now. But no, one of them was not Captain Hardcore, and I'm not doing the sequel. However, actually, guys, let's do it. I want to be space captain of, maybe I'll bleep that word. Space captain of horniness. Damn, I don't think I bleeped it that good. Anyway, yeah, I could be that space captain. I'd be like, what is it? Is it Zach Brannigan from Futurama? Some of you are going to die here today, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. And all we know about these alien forces is that they stand for everything that you don't. They also said you guys look like dweebs. Yeah, I remember Siphon Filter from Metal Gear Solid series. Futurama was so good. Good news, everyone. I was asking if Steam VR headset was there for preview. If you're asking, the alpha is going to be on Steam VR, our alpha right now is only going to be on Meta, but don't worry, Steam VR. I remember 007. That was the best shooter at the time, and you used to look at everyone's screen. What do you think the next Walking Dead game to come out in VR? And would it be cool if they made a Walking Dead show? They made a Walking Dead show into a VR game, like an episode. Yeah. All right. Back to GoldenEye. I mean, it's only a matter of time before we get another zombie game. Are we going to get another Walking Dead game? I don't know. The Walking Dead 2 did not do well at all, which is a shame because the original was a classic. And then they did Behemoth, which didn't do well at all either. So yeah, that's not looking fantastic. So I don't know if they'll make another one. And the one that was made by Servios was horrible, especially at launch. That was Walking Dead there's an Insurrection? That doesn't sound right. What was that one? Was terrible. I would love to do, I would love to be Ratchet and Clank. That was such a good series. You sucked at GoldenEye? Oh, man, you can't be on my team. Well, there's going to be a space zombie game already because that's the next Star Trek game. Star Trek Infection. I'm so pulling my hair out on that one. I love Star Trek. I'm a huge Trekkie. You guys could throw questions at me. I'm going to boast here like I know everything Star Trek. I know everything Star Trek. You could throw questions at me. I will get them right. But I am a Trekkie. My brain's just shot. But with all the lore, now the Star Trek that we have doesn't span as large as Star Wars. That goes thousands of years. Star Trek, however, at this point, well, technically does go thousands of years. The series at this point. Because the original series with Kirk, and you also had one with Captain Archer, which is the original days. But if you go back to the movies, when Zephyr Cochrane originally discovers, that's who it is, right? He discovers warp drive anyway, and then our spacefaring days begin. But that to Star Trek, The Next Generation, and Deep Space Nine, there's 200 years, 200 plus years. So, but then you had one other series that goes 1,000 years into the future. So we have 1,500 years of Star Trek, plus all the other species that are fourth dimensional beings and shit. And we decide zombie game. Star Trek zombie game. But you get to be a Vulcan, so it's different. Proximity Mines, yeah, they were awesome in that game. Behemoth ruined it for me, showing off all those bosses over the trailers. There was no surprise left. But fighting them is just so much better than seeing them. So I don't lose you on that. I was a little skeptical though with the marketing though, because every time we went and they were showing it, they showed off another boss fight and showed off another boss fight and showed off. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. When are we gonna, we've seen the game at this point. And that's different than seeing it in trailers. We played the game as content creators. But a lot of their events went sideways too. Star Trek VR should be about space, exploration, interactions with aliens. Yes, space, the final frontier. You know, that's what it should be. Bizarre stuff. It should be like a series. One of the things that made Next Generation so good was it did have that type of Twilight Zone episodic however, with an overarching characters type of thing. You learn to love the characters over time, but you never know what to expect from each episode. And they found and learned and observed a lot of bizarre different things. And space itself is crazy enough. Now we're going to say, nah, forget all that stuff, zombies. I can't do it. So Deep Space Nine is when they broke the mold and said, hey, we're going to make a lot less of those quirky one-off episodes, and we're going to go more with a dedicated storyline. I heard they ripped off the storyline from something else. But anyway, Deep Space Nine was awesome. And that was, Ron Moore was part director on that. Or at least that was, he worked on it, but he wasn't the full director. Maybe in the end he was. But he went on to do Battlestar Galactica in 2005, which was the best sci-fi series ever made. And if you haven't watched it, shut this stream off right now. Leave right now. And you are going to watch me for the next 30 minutes. You can go watch Battlestar Galactica instead. Because I'm going to be cutting it short anyway, because I need water and my voice is going out. So, the Star Trek, the two new series, they went back in time twice. But then one of the new series, which was sorry, I'm just like, my lips are chapped and my mouth is dry. You had I'm just trying to think. Well, I mean, they did a ton of different shows. They went back to Jean-Luc Picard, so they did the Picard series, which was satisfying. Wasn't fantastic, but it was satisfying. They did what is the one that frickin' teleports? It's obviously not Voyager. What is the name of that stupid ship? Someone will get it. I'm reading what you guys have. Discovery. Thank you, Oni. So Lower Deck I haven't got into, but I heard it's really funny. And you know what? The concept of Lower Deck is great. Just like conceptually, it's so, like, I haven't seen it, but it's got to be awesome. A Battlestar Galactica VR game. So the closest thing we have is Battle Group VR, which is kind of similar. So if I had to rate the Star Treks, this will be fun. I never watched the original. It's before my time, and it is unbearable to watch now. Like, the Gorn is a guy in a rubber suit, obviously. It's like the budget was so low, and it was so dopey. But let's see. Deep Space Nine and Next Generation have to be towards the top for sure. How could they not be? I mean, I think one of the newer series, what's the other one? Strange New Worlds. I'm not up to date in that, but everything else I've watched. A lot of people, the stupid tardigrade. Oh, that was another story that was complete. I mean, they got sued, the writers or whoever, for Discovery Season 1, because that story was completely stolen about the tardigrades and teleporting, and just adapted into, like, even some of the main characters were stolen. It was terrible. At least I watched the documentary on it online, and it could have been all fabricated, but it sounded like it was. The original was so damn hokey. And even Next Generation is kind of hokey these days. To hear Patrick Stewart talk about that show, it's great. Like, he didn't unpack for the entire first season. Like, he was convinced the show was going to be canceled any day. Oni, I watched the video on it, and it was a Indian author who sued them. So are you looking forward to Resident Evil 9 VR mode, especially for PlayStation VR 2? Didn't they not announce the VR mode? Didn't they announce the game and not say anything about a VR mode? Because I wasn't expecting a VR mode, to be honest. Yo! When was the last time you played Half-Life Alyx? And would you consider making a top HLA mods? It's been a while. I mean, probably 6 months at least. And I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I haven't really explored a lot of the mods. Make it so. Riker used to... So he had a back issue. That was the whole reason why I used to step over the chair like that. I don't think I can do it. I think I'm too short. So we got to get the legs for this one. I'll show you guys what has affectionately become known as the Riker maneuver if I don't fall on my ass. That's how number one used to sit down, the Riker maneuver. Yep. I heard that was because he had a back issue, and that like it was easier for him to get into the chair like that. Deep Space Nine was cool because I really liked that you had like a religious war brewing and going on. You had the concept of a non-linear entity. That's the wormhole spirits or the wormhole gods or whatever they were. It's been a very long time since I watched it. You had Julian Bashir, who was spoiler alert, he was genetically modified, which is illegal in Star Trek. You have a lot of interesting characters. Half-Life 3, can't wait, man. I always left, sorry, I'm doing this because I have sinus pain. I always laughed how I'm still zoomed out so much. I always laughed how Riker would hate Troy being engaged with another man. Troy, back in the day, you look at it now and you're like, huh? Troy was a hottie back in the day. And there was one episode where they're like, yeah, we're going to see if we could pull this off, where everyone goes crazy and regresses and starts turning into like de-evolved versions of themselves. And she was quite promiscuous on that episode. Which, some of the writers like, think we could do it? Yeah. Are you bringing your game to the PlayStation VR 2? We plan to. We want to. And unless something happens, then the answer is yes. We want to. We plan to. I can't make any promises. I mean, so sticking on that note, getting away from Star Trek for a second. If we stick with the PlayStation VR 2 when we talk about like certain games, how they performed, one of my favorite all-time games, which is, we're not very similar to it, but it is a fighting physics-based game. I wonder if you guys can guess which game I'm going to say. It's a physics-based fighting rogue-like game. I wonder if you guys will figure out which one it is. Anyway, they announced that they're not bringing their multiplayer to PlayStation VR 2 because their PlayStation VR release went horrible. And it probably cost more money than they made. So, yes, it's underdogs. So, I can't say, like, by the time our game's ready to go, because we won't be able to do, like, alpha and beta testing on the PlayStation. And if you want to develop for PlayStation, you need to buy a kit now, and it's like 50 grand. It's pretty wild. It's not easy, like, for the Quest. Or, like, Quest, all I need to do is literally make a developer account and download Unity. And I'm pretty much good to go. Download the developer hub. Same thing for PCVR. Unity, go. It's not that easy for PlayStation. So we're going to get to it later in the game. And then it might not be. By then, who knows? PlayStation just might be like, no one cares about it anymore. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, but this is where it is. Like, I know the VR industry. And I want to do the best by the VR industry. But there's only so much like people can do. Like, yes, I want it to have B haptic support. And yes, I like, if we're on the PlayStation, I definitely want it to have head haptics and adaptive triggers. Like, I want all of these things integrated perfectly. And I want every part of the VR industry to be very pleased. But, I mean, time is money. And you gotta just like, you gotta look at what's a diminishing return, or at least where the biggest bang for your buck is. I think what it came down to the PlayStation VR 2 is there were people previously that believed in it. Those people are gone now. PlayStation also had a bad year. And they said, hey, listen, even if the PlayStation VR 2 did great, it's not a moneymaker. So why should we invest a ton into it where we're going to get a small return? Where we can invest that same money into what we traditionally do and make a much bigger return? Why are we shooting ourselves in the foot? That's how some people look at it. Not we're future proofing, not we're pushing into the next technology, not, you know, like they probably think, listen, if VR does pop off so much, then we'll tackle it then. But we don't need to stay in the game now. Astrobot not coming to VR, and even just like their response when the developers were asked, like, hey, why isn't this game on VR? And they're like, why should it be? Like, they won Game of the Year, Astrobot. Astrobot was kick ass. It was a top quality game. If it was only on VR, they wouldn't have made any money. Oh, I see what's going on. You guys, it's pretty funny. For some reason, my camera, I said, oh, my camera's blinking. I don't know what I did. It recorded like 30 minutes of this also to the SD card because it has the SD card built in. Wow. I realized something and I told you guys about it live. You guys don't care. I recorded to my SD card. Oh, Cosmo going at ape shit upstairs. Okay. I mean, PlayStation, people get so mad at me when I talk about the PlayStation VR 2. It's honestly one of my least favorite headsets. I don't find it, it's very light, but I don't find it that comfortable. It's very like hard, plasticky, chunky sort of. But the biggest thing for me is just the lens. The lens combined with the the panels themselves. I don't like the panels either. I know they're OLED, but they're high persistence, and I think they're just really bad for VR. I mean, I physically could not play Call of the Mountain with smooth turning on because the reprojection was so bad. I just couldn't. So only they have like that type of film on top of the lens that does give that type of smearing, blurring effect. There is also Mora. There's multiple different things that I find very noticeable. But probably the two biggest things for me that I find the worst are, one is the sweet spot. The sweet spot's too small, and I constantly have one eye dropping out of the sweet spot. So like the left eye will stay clear, and then the right eye's blurry, and I'm like this, trying to fix it. That's pretty damn annoying for me. That's pretty rough. And then the high persistence. Those two kill me. I sold my PlayStation VR 2 last month for cheap. I mean, if you got PC VR and stuff, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't like smooth turning as much, but I physically couldn't even use it. So I don't think Sony's going to make a PlayStation VR 3. So there's no reason to really discuss it. That's fine, Corey. I'm not here to say like, because a lot of aspects of these headsets are subjective. Comfort is subjective. Color interpretation is objective. We see colors in our brain. It's an interpretation. There is no proof that I see colors the same way you do. We most likely see them very similar, but we know there's a variation from person to person, and there's no real proof that it's similar because it's an interpretation. It's just we're both capable of similar measurements of the light spectrum. Doesn't mean we see it in our brain, because this is all an interpretation. Doesn't mean we see it the same. So it's really wacky concept. So a lot of that stuff, you might be like, oh, it's the most comfortable headset. And someone says, no, it's the least. Oh, the sweet spot's great for me. You got a different IPD. Oh, I notice foveated rendering. I don't notice foveated rendering. Like, a lot of these things are different. We're more susceptible. I get used to everything, but as someone who switches between headsets so often, the second I put on like a PlayStation VR 2, I go, oh, I remember this annoys me. The second I put on a Quest, I go, oh yeah, it's so annoying. The second time, whatever it is, there's something about everything. What's worse, an unoptimal lens pixel technology or an underpowered mobile tech leading to low fidelity graphics? See, that is too cut and dry of a statement, because at the same time, you could be like, what type of games are you trying to compare? Like, the big PlayStation games are all hybrid games, so they're technically just flat games thrown in VR for the most case. And then when you look at what's on the underpowered chip side, we have $100 million Batman game, which is incredible. So it's not apples to apples like that. What's worse? Some people can hear colors. Some people will actually, synesthesia, you will actually associate colors with different things, or you'll match sensations, kind of like when you do LSD too. Like you can like see sound. I didn't see that episode of Vsauce, but is my read the same as yours? So my dad had light eyes, and we used to constantly fight over colors, like what was blue. And there was a strict line of what I thought was in the blue family, and he didn't agree. What do I think of the 2D to 3D trend? If it could be made simple, and it could be made like it works, and it works well, simply, without jumping through hoops, without like a lot of then it's great. Now when you say it, do you mean like flat to VR studios or porting games, or do you mean just playing a regular flat game with 3D effects? Either way, I'm down for both. I think there's a place for both of them. But on this note, I'm tired. My voice is going out. I need to remember to bring water next time. So I'm going to drop some links and say goodbye to you guys, and thank you guys for being here. But do you guys, anyone know what my link commands are? Because I don't remember. You guys can join the Discord. We do game nights on Tuesday nights. We've been playing a lot of Battlemarked lately. We're almost through the second campaign. But I encourage you to join. Check out the Left for Looking for Group channel. You'll find people in there. There's usually a game of walkabout mini golf going on every week. And sorry, I'm shot today. Busy week, man. Getting back into it. So then, yeah, so we do that. We do some occasional giveaways on the Discord too. So join the Discord. I think I have what? I just dropped the link because I forget where it is, guys. Oh, it's affiliate, I think. Or it's links. Let's see. Links. Peace from Canada. Let's see if this drops anything. Anyway, here's my affiliate link, guys. That is everything I have affiliate links for. So if you guys are looking for games discounted, you could always use Mateo311 on the Meta Store. You could use that pretty much everywhere. If you're buying something VR related, just try Mateo311. You'll probably get a discount. And I think that's all I got. I'll answer this one question and then I'm out. Mateo, whose foveated rendering is better? Sony with the PlayStation VR 2 or Valve's with the Steam Frame VR headset? So right now we don't know. From a technology standpoint, it looks like the foveated streaming could potentially have less overhead or less downsides, but we have to wait and see. That's all I'll say. All right, guys, it's been fun. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys on next time after this end screen. And that was today's stream, guys. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be here without you. You guys mean the world to me. I hope I did a good job answering all of your questions. And if you want to help support me, the easiest ways are always to leave a comment, throw a thumbs up, subscribe, or if you're one of those crazy people who likes to burn money on me, why not use one of my affiliate links for a discount on some accessories? Maybe become a Patreon or YouTube member. And finally, I have a merch shop with items that no one has ever bought before. Again, thanks for hanging out, guys, and of course, I'll see you on next time.